Well, we get to go on the road in the second round of the NIT and face a Cal team that has played well at home. We played them earlier in the year in Maui. And they're a different team now than at that stage. They beat us, and hopefully we're a different team as well. Although in that particular game they did a great job of really dominating the boards. And I thought that was the difference in the game. They attacked us on the glass and got to the free throw line, got some easy buckets there, just second and third efforts that they had. So we've got to negate that by putting body on body and keeping a guy like Solomon, Kravis. He had a double-double on us. And of course, we know with Cobbs, I think he's the leader of that basketball team. It's played well, but they've got some guys that are starting to play well for them. I've had a chance to watch him. The Matthews kid, as the freshman, is really starting to play well. But I think the core group of that team is going to be Cobbs, Kravis, Solomon, and of course I think Krecklow. Krecklow's an energy player. Guy that played for me at Missouri, and he had a pretty good game against us. It's a team that shoots the ball well, got good balance, got good experience. So we have our work cut out for us. But it's an opportunity for our players, and our guys are looking forward to the challenge.
How much different do you think could be inside? Because Bobby probably had his worst game, and Moses didn't play. How much does that factor for you guys?
Our guys are a little bit more seasoned. They got a little more experience. I mean, they've been through you take that game in itself, and you build on it throughout the non-conference schedule, and then you go through one of the more athletic leagues in the country, which is the SEC. So he's been against the O'Briens. He's been against the kids at Kentucky. So he's played against some pretty good players. So hopefully that experience will help us as we move on into this tournament.
I think after that game, Bobby said he went and sat on the beach by himself and wanted to meet with you one-on-one. Was really disappointed. What do you remember about that meeting, and what did that tell you about him as he started his career?
He was eager to find out what could he do to be better. How can he be more effective for our basketball team? And I think we've seen this guy really just kind of blossom a little bit. Not nowhere near where he's going to be, but he's gotten better. He's like a sponge. He takes the criticism as well as the coaching, and I think that's, to me, is the good part about Portis, is that he wants to be a student of the game, and so now it gives him an opportunity to show that he's improved since that particular game, because they got a very good front line, a very experienced, savvy front line. Guys that, Solomon is a double-figure rebounding. Kravis, I thought he was a big difference maker in that particular game.
How far do you think Bobby's come from that game, and how motivated do you think he'll be? I'm sure he'd be motivated whoever you were playing, but do you think he'll have a little extra motivation after you felt maybe Cal kind of beat you guys up inside?
Well, I just think, it's an opportunity to prove that he has gotten better. Not only him, but I think our basketball team. It ain't just Bobby. I think it was our whole team. So when you talk about, those guys beating us on the boards, I think they beat our whole team. And so that's got to be a focal point for my guys. The ending part of defense is rebounding the basketball, and whether it's Mardrakus Wade in there putting a body on Solomon or Bobby Portis. I mean, we've got to do our jobs, and we didn't do it very well. But in terms of where they are at this point in time, I mean, we still got some things that we've got to get better at. And this game will give us an opportunity. I mean, we played Indiana State, and we did what we're supposed to do in terms of rebound the basketball. Now, let's see if there's some carryover as we get ready to play against a much better basketball team.
How big a difference, since you didn't use Moses in that game, how big a difference in him now compared to back?
Well, I think Moses is going to give us that physical toughness in there, a guy that can protect the rim. I think Moses won't back down from anybody, and he'll throw his body in there. And we got to have some warriors that'll go in there and throw their bodies, rebound the basketball, doing all the little things. And that's what as we get ready to embark on this trip, is let's do all the little things that they're going to add up to winning.
How critical will it be to get off to a good start on the road?
I think it's important. I think you've seen the games where we play well. We come out of the gate shooting the basketball well, moving the ball, attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line, and that all it does is just spurs on our defense intensity.
Mike, I guess Solomon had a concussion, didn't play play against Utah Valley. Do you anticipate him being back for this game, or what are your thoughts on Solomon's situation?
Well, it's tournament time. I'm sure he'll be back playing. We're preparing like they're going to have the whole team. So that's the mindset.
How pleased have you been with the overall attitude, even after the last win? These guys keep saying they want to win the NIT. How pleased have you been with that attitude?
Well,
It's not saying they want to win the NIT.
Well, it's one thing to say it. Let's see if we can back it up. And so, coming off the SEC disappointment and playing Indiana State, I thought our guys came with the right mindset. But let's see if there's some carryover. And if you gauge it on what is taking place in practice, our guys they're getting after it. Our practice are so much shorter now. They're probably 40 minutes now, but there's some intense workouts.
A lot of these guys have a lot to look forward to in the future. What do you tell the seniors, and what is everybody telling the seniors about, hey, this is our last go at it, we're not in the NCAA, we're in a different tournament, this is your last time playing?
Well, that's the case. Then this is their tournament. I mean, when you're talking about the NCAA, NIT, the NCAA runs it. So every game it could be the last game. So that sense of urgency we talked about earlier, sending these guys out the right way. We're in a national tournament, so let's take it one game at a time. But there's a prize at the end, and you're closer than you think you are. So let's just take it one game at a time, knowing that if we don't take care of business in that particular game, there won't be another game. So I think the sense of urgency and sending these guys out the right way, and therefore I think you're going to see a team that's going to lay it all out there on the floor. I think they want to see these guys go out in style.
The 10 o'clock tip-off, will you have any kind of late-night practices maybe to sort of gear up for that, or for the really late tip-off?
Oh, we'll travel there tomorrow. We'll practice there on Sunday. So then just go play. I mean, it's so we'll have a chance to practice at their time on the West Coast time. So whether it be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I don't know, but we'll be ready to play. We'll be ready to play.
I know you guys play anywhere from about noon to 8 or some days 10 o'clock. Is that like tip-off? You got to impact you guys?
Well, we've had some games that started at 8 and was over at midnight. So what's the difference? I mean, you think about it. We've had some 3-hour games, man, almost 4-hour games with the foul call.
And the overtimes?
Yeah, and overtimes as well.
Given that Bell had a good game against them and the way the last game he had, are you looking for them to really be, just pay more attention to him and maybe some other things would?
Well, I'm hoping, one thing about it, people know now he certainly can shoot the basketball, and I think that certainly extend the defense. And so hopefully it'll give our guys some opportunities to attack and get some scoring inside, get to the foul line, create some space. That's to me what it does. It brings that defense out where guys got to guard. And shooting is contagious. So hopefully it's not only him shooting, but we got some other guys can knock some shots down. But more importantly, you got to have somebody. Last time we played them, I thought they stayed in a little zone. And we didn't. At times we did a good job of attacking it. We didn't do a good job of finishing at the basket. I got a chance to watch some of those games, and we didn't finish at the basket. Our rotation on defense was not where it is right now. So I said we're a different team than we were early in the year. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to stop you.
Go ahead, Bob.
How good do you feel about how Antoine's playing right now?
They're playing with a lot of confidence. I think he's playing with a lot of confidence. Our guys are playing with a lot of confidence in him. He's got a nice rhythm going. And the thing I like about it is that it's like he's not trying to go get the game. I think he's letting the game come to him. He's started out attacking the basket, getting a little short floater or get a layup. He even had a tip in the other night. And I think once he sees that the ball going in, our guys are doing a good job of screening him, getting him in a position to knock shots now. He's getting some in transition, so people are having to pay attention to him. And now you got guys that are scoring inside. We're attacking the basket. You got Bobby, who gives you a presence. You got Cody. His mid-range game has been pretty good. So you got Kai, who's going off the dribble and creating some things. So now people are having to to pick and choose who they're going to stop. And so it's good to see us have a guy who can knock some shots down, because we've seen a lot of zones. And I've always, when you see zones, I've always liked that from the standpoint of it makes you run your stuff. It makes you attack them. And so having a guy knock shots down, that really brings that zone out.
And that's when he had 6 boards the other day, that was a career high. Talk about his rebounding and really your guards rebound, how that could help against a big team.
Well, we had a meeting yesterday. That's what we talked about. It's when the guards rebound, and we're going to be in the ballpark and rebound with all teams, and I think it helps us from getting more possessions, more shots, because you're not only getting defensive rebounds, you're getting offensive rebounds as well. And what it does also, I think it gives the big guys even more of a mindset of going to the glass. Why? Because these guys are helping us. So I think that's, to me, is a win-win situation when your guards rebound the basketball. And when you're playing against a team, California shoots the ball, they shoot threes, and we got to have guards in position to get some of those long rebounds.
The SEC, I don't know what's going to happen today, but SEC teams went 4-0 in the NIT first round. Tennessee 4-1 the NCAA's. A&M won in whatever tournament that is they're playing. Just, the SEC got beat up a lot nationally, perception-wise. Well, what do you think about the start of the SEC had and all the postseason?
Well, I think the SEC is number one, everybody's kind of underrated it, but it's a heck of a league. It's a great league, and I think the proof will be in the pudding. I think we just got to continue to win. People talking about as you get into postseason play. Now let's see if we can take care of business as we get into postseason play, and so far so good.
And how good is that to see not just you guys, but all the other teams doing well today? How good is that to see?
Well, I think it speaks to where our conference is. As I said, it's much better than everybody think it is.
You're going to have an alumni group that's out there that's going to come to the game and support you guys. What's it like to maybe play in front of people that don't get to see you very often with this, being the first trip out to California?
Oh, I think it'd be kind of neat. I mean, I think it's great. We're going to have even, let's say, a guy like Darnell Robinson. He lives right out there, so he'll have his family there. So that's neat. Possibility Corliss will be there. So to have those guys and other people that'll get a chance to come and support our team, I think that's a good feeling. That just tells you the nation, Razorback Nation is nationwide, and that's support, and I'm sure our guys will be appreciative of it.
Bill Walton's going to be doing the game, I guess, on television. What comes to mind when you hear Bill Walton? Bill
Walton, great player. I mean, when you talk about a Hall of Fame guy, I mean, UCLA won many championships, and he likes to. He's got the gift for gab. Let me put it that way. He got the gift. He likes to talk.
Mike, every time you've been in the NIT as a player, Tulsa as an assistant in Arkansas as head coach of UAB, you guys have always gone to the NCAA the next year after you played in the NIT, so I think that's right. Just talk about the significance, if you could, of the NIT and what that means for the future.
Well, it's number one is postseason, and it gives you, your players a mindset of what takes place in postseason play, and obviously we want to play in the big dance. We don't just want to go to it; we want to dance, and I think with this team here, in particular, it just shows how close we are. I mean, you go all the ball games we've played, and you always say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but the number one team in the country, number one seed overall, is Florida. We're a free throw away from beating Florida. So it just tells us how close we are. And with the guys that we have coming back, to me, all this is great experience for these guys as we enter in this part of the season. There's that non-conference season we talked about, the conference season, and the SEC tournament, and now you're talking about postseason. Well, these guys are experiencing that. And so now you just parlay that, into the future, understanding that, when you talk about controlling your own destiny, we were in control of our own destiny. Now that shouldn't be an issue anymore. I don't have to talk about that. The experience of actually going and playing in a tournament. And not only that, they're getting a chance to see the NCAA tournament. And so some of the teams they've played, watching it. And so hopefully it'll work in terms of motivating our guys to to get even prepared more so in the offseason, get ready for the next year.
You got any thoughts on Bruce Pearl going to Auburn? That seems like it's been a pretty big story.
Last one.
Do I what now?
Bruce Pearl taking the Auburn job. You have any thoughts on that? What would be your thoughts?
Yeah, welcome to the league. Back to the league, Bruce. You know, Bruce is no question. He's a very good coach, an exciting coach. He's really intense, and I think that's just continues to bring in quality coaches to in the SEC.